All right, hello wine-drinking people. Today is Thursday, August 11th, and yes, if you're keeping track of our first growth offerings, we've now offered all 5 of the first growths over the 2 weeks that I've been gone. I wanted to make it easy for our folks, for our employees here at the Wine Watch, and hey man, there's nothing easier to sell than the great wines of Bordeaux. The first growths and great vintages at the right prices, and we've got great prices on these wines. Chateau Margaux, one of the most elegant of the first growths, also one of the smallest productions of the first growths. This wine, one of the best to drink young, in my opinion, and we have got an incredible list of Margaux, including one of my favorite vintages to drink young, 2003 in half bottles, and we got vintages going all the way back to 1979. Hey, we have got a whole case of 79. One of my favorite people I've ever met in the wine business, Paul Pontier, God rest his soul, he passed away a year or so ago, and we had him at the Great Wine Seminar, tasting Margaux all the way back to 59, and like I said, man, after the Mezzalopoulos family bought this winery, say that 5 times really fast. It's Greek to me. These guys, Margaux was in a state of disrepair, so it wasn't until the late 70s, 78, the vintage, I think they took over, which immediately you saw an impact, and that wine considered to be one of the top wines of that vintage. But that's when the kind of the so you look at the 70s, you look at the 60s, and even the 50s for the most part. Chateau Margaux, not up to its potential, let's just say. So we have got some great vintages on the table here. 86, a vintage that is still relatively young from all the major first growths, all the producers from in that level in Bordeaux. You can still keep these 86s another couple of decades. So we got some collectibles on here. We got the 4 vintage, which to me, when I tasted the 4s on release in Bordeaux, along with the 5s and 3s, I bought more 04s because this vintage, to me, you're not going to need as much time and a relative value when you look at the great wines of Bordeaux. So look at all the stuff on our Margaux offering. It's not as long as the other ones, but we've got some real gems and we got some great prices here, and I am on my way back to Florida next week. Vacation is almost over. I'm your host, Andrew Lampisoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.